Okay, everyone, it's Friday. Thursday night, I was up late. I uploaded my video late. I worked late. And right before I jumped in the shower to rinse off a little, it was 1 minute to 12 a.m. Delivered, sent out. We have deliveries available in the open board. So I looked at it. I believe that's what they did. I looked at it and I said, $32, not worth it, because I've done it before. I would have to drive from Freeport to Jericho to Manhasset, and it's a hospital. And I've done a video on this, how I had 3 valet people telling me what to do. There's people walking everywhere. It's like a meat market. There's cars coming in and out. There's a lot of activity in this one area getting to the hospital. No setup. They come downstairs. They send a few guys, no cart or women, and they take the stuff and they run away. But for $32, and then to drive back to Freeport or get to my location, it's 36 miles. I said $32 isn't enough to set time aside, to go to Jericho, to get to Manhasset, to do all of that, to deliver $399 worth of guac food, I believe it was. I believe that was it. So now, it was first thing this morning, 7 o'clock, like 2 minutes to 7. And I turned down an offer yesterday. I said, you know, they got to stop paying a little more. It's to a place I'm delivering to right now. I'll get there. I'll get to that in a moment. I'm delivering to Rockville Center. I'm delivering to a hospital, but a building behind a hospital in Rockville Center. They only wanted to pay $30. You know, you're setting time aside. You want me to drive the Garden City. You want me to pick up $400 to $500 worth of guac food. And you want me, oh no, this one's higher. This is like $600. It's over $600. Be on my game and get it up to that building. And I said, no, you know, they got to start these catering orders. They got to start paying a little more. So I get ready for my day as usual. Like I got up like 9ish. Actually, that's kind of late for me. At 9:15 now it is. And I said, well, let me get ready for my day. I'm going to go out midday, go out late morning, be home early evening. Whatever happens, I'm out to work. They call me. And I was like, you know, hello. I knew it already because they sent the offer to me in the app, and the thing's going ding, 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 and the phone rings. And I go, hello, and I knew it was them. And I already browsed it. Like within that 10 seconds, I opened it up to see if they increased the pay, because I wasn't doing it for $30. They gave a $10 incentive. $40, I'll complete it. Garden City to Rockville Center, $40. It's at least $600. I believe it said $680 of food. It's a catering order. You got to start paying. If you want your business to run the way you want it to run, there's still a lot of money to be made. Pay the drivers in the field a little more money. You know, I'm saying no to $30 offers, and it's one that I know exactly what to do. I know where to park. They need the manpower to deliver the goods without all the spillage. So this is what happens. He said, can you accept it in the app? I said, of course. This was 10 minutes to 11. He goes, now swipe, you're on your way. Now I told him I wasn't leaving for 10 minutes. I did tell him I can be there by 11:35, and I'm just going to make it. I moved. I made a decision. I said I could leave in 10 minutes. I'll be there at 11:35. He said it will not be a strike against my account, and he will inform everyone that I will be there late. You know, so this is what people don't see. They just see late driver, you know, spew the shit on the littlest person on the pole, and it happens all the time. Now, this wouldn't have happened if they would just pay a fair wage, a fair payout. You know what I mean? $40, I'll do it. And I had to move a little bit, but I got out there. My bag was ready. My lunch was ready. I said, move, get out there. So this is the kind of stuff you deal with. They just want to see. I said, I'm not taking it. Forget it. I could bop around town and do my own thing for $30. You know? instead of giving you my time and feeling I'm punching a time clock. That's what we're doing. When you have a scheduled delivery, delivering $600+ worth of food, you're punching a time clock. Pay me for my time. It was an unexpected start of my day. However, they're good to pay. I'll receive that pay on Monday from delivered. I'm happy I did it. It was a drop off that I'm familiar with, but if you caught the first part of the video, you know what went down. So then I completed 3 ships today. I'm going to call it a day. I completed a Target, 2 Targets, and a Stop and Shop, very local Stop and Shop. I was in the area already. It must be the age group. I know things are changing. I will never apologize for setting myself up for a much more comfortable lifestyle the second half when people thought I was doing nothing. And, you know, I went through the routine, and it don't matter which store it was. I walked up to where I'm supposed to go to get checked out, and they were talking among themselves, you know, the cashier over there and over there, the 2 people behind customer service. It's a quiet day. It's a beautiful Friday. I'm very grateful I received 3 ships, nice and local. And then he's still talking, and he's talking, and he's older than me, definitely 15 years older than me, in good shape. And he was like, "Can I help you, ma'am?" He goes, "Is anyone helping you, ma'am?" I said, "I'm here completing a shift." He went, "Oh, you're a shift." Okay. Looks good. Not even finished turning around yet. Already talking his talk that had nothing to do with work, which is fine. I mean, I just said thank you, and he just blew me off. Like, you know, you interrupted my conversation. For a lot of people, for a lot of older people who, they're limited to how many hours they can work, because then they lose their benefits and stuff. You're capped. And you're working because for a lot of seniors, it's a social thing. It keeps them young. It keeps them in the groove. Not everyone has to work, but there are many people who do enjoy. It's too soon to retire, fully retire. So they go work at the stores, you know, and they're good workers, but they don't like the apps. That's the point I'm trying to make. It seems like the people who are older than me, I'm right in the middle. I deal with a lot of younger people, 20s and 30s, even 40s. And then I have, you know, that handful, you know, I say 40% out of all the people I deal with, they're older than me. And they live their life. Now they're in their late 60s, early 70s. And they don't like the apps. I'm not sorry. I have no reason to be sorry. But just to shrug me off like that, like, okay, you're done here. Looks good. Don't waste my time talking to me. Couldn't wait to get back to his conversation. That had nothing to do with work, because it's a social thing. And he was the one talking. You hear me loud and clear. I'm sure many do. I know this video started with gig work, which led to the topic, partial topic of my video yesterday, talking about, you know, the changes happening in the world, and we see a shift. It's a new way of life. I feel, you know, the dollar's getting wiped out, and they're bringing us, the people in power are bringing us into a new system, and the world, the way, on the tail end of, I guess, the industrial age. I was raised in an older environment, so I understand life before technology, the way the old school people did things. I get it. But I'm really grateful. And I used to be bored. I used to be bored a lot. I hid it for a long time. And no matter what I tried, just jobs, and not that I've had many, but I got bored very easily. I was like, God, you know, this can't be it. I thank my lucky stars that I found passion and purpose, and I never see myself bored ever again. If I'm just hanging alone and I'm just chilling out, whether it be reading or, watching a good movie or whatever I'm doing by myself, I'm not bored. I used to be bored a lot, but it was my environment. And I'm so grateful that I just feel I'm not who I used to be. And everything I do now, even gig work, like, yeah, I'm still dealing with food, but I'm a food delivery person. And there's a lot more to it than that. I'm a YouTube creator. It's linked to my website. I generate some income, turns into passive. And my other interests, they're so different compared to 10, 20, 30 years ago. And I see doing many more things. I just don't see being bored. I'm really grateful that when I wake up, I don't think, I'm going to be bored. I have to keep... I don't need constant stimulation from outsiders, from the world. I have no problem keeping myself busy. If you met me 30 years ago, that wasn't the case at all, 40 years ago. And people played on that. Now, people walk the other way, and I happen to prefer that. And life is so much better. So it's just, you see what's going on, you see the changes, and I'm ready to embrace more. I'm not ready to not be out in the field and work, but my life is getting easier because of, becoming more self-sufficient, doing things myself, taking care of my health better, and your health is your wealth, and your mind, your way of thinking, and I'm a realist. I know what I am. I don't over-dramatize anymore. I don't even get fazed by stuff that used to bother me 20 years ago. I'm like, whatever. Now, I know people say that comes with age, but that don't happen to everyone. Some people, like, oh my God, they're exhausting. They're my age. And it bothers me when people my age act the way I did 30 years ago. It irritates me. It rubs me the wrong way. I'm not sorry. When you when you know who you are, things are very different. And sometimes you got to let people think that they, I've said this a few times in my life. People think that they got you pegged. You know what? No, you don't. No, you don't. We all put on a different performance, and every environment, whether it be work and your private life and for your friend life and your family life, we all play a little different part, So thanks for listening. I could tell you more. I had 3 good payouts. They all gave me a decent tip. I could have worked more, and with Shipt, I'm noticing that Friday's a good day for Shipt. Today was a beautiful Friday. I couldn't wait to get home today because I was out all week in the beautiful weather. I was always surrounded by people going, oh, there's no spring. Yes, there is. I've been saying it for 10 years. We have spring. But when you have time to enjoy it, I'm still working, but I'm outside more. We do. We get spring. It's beautiful. I couldn't wait to get home tonight and not be outside, So, I got off track a bit. It's just, I guess, the Shipt. Fridays are good. It was a beautiful, beautiful day. And if I wanted to stay out until 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, Shipt had the orders. I could have just kept bopping around town, all Nassau County. And I could have earned more money. I didn't even turn on Uber. I didn't even turn on Grubhub. And I did look a Spark, but with the delivery, a little bit of a late start. Then I worked on Shipt. And I said, I wanted to be home. The day was over. So we'll see what the weekend brings. Thanks for listening. You can reinvent yourself, guys. And you can change the way you look at life. And it's just so much better. Until the next video clip. Have a good one. Bye for now.